Hey, what's up? This is Andrew. I'm here with my friend Ben. Say hi, Ben.
What's up? This is Ben.
We're from the band Dive, and this is Records in My Life.
Guys, it's been a while since Boiling Water dropped. It was our sister website, Northern Transmissions, gave that one a 10, actually. We love big fans of that record. Uh, what's going on these days? Is there can you give us any studio time going on? Can you give your fans and our audience
Yeah, we're cooking something up.
Yeah, we're in the studio like every day.
you're in the studio every day?
We've got a little break from touring right now, but that break will be over soon. So we're doing what we can.
I wanted to, you guys are you formed in New York City. I mean, you said you were in LA today? Sorry, or New York. I missed that part.
Yeah, we're in LA.
You're in LA, okay. But you were originally from New York City and you all moved to do I have my research correct or am I
Yeah,
off?
you got it.
Give
Yeah,
us
we met in New York.
give us your favorite New York City record or the record that reminds you of New York City right away.
Some Lou Reed record or something, but I think of Velvet Underground when I think of New York.
Whenever I miss New York, I just put on the Infamous, and it brings me right back.
You guys have been working over the past few years. Your sound has definitely evolved, working with Sonny Diperri and Chris Coady. What records kind of inspired you to move into a different direction, into need I say more shoegazy, C86 experimental type sound? Were there any records that you were?
Like just just all of them. The whole oeuvre. Um,
I feel like it was Deafheaven, who I don't even know if they're a shoegaze band or not, but it was after we toured with Deafheaven. We were writing our third record around that time. And it was just kind of like, wait, we could also use loud distorted guitars and stuff. And then we just like shoegazed them to make our fans happy, maybe.
yeah, I think one area of because shoegaze has a lot of different kind of like subgenres, but the kind of at that time when we worked with Sonny, we were interested in the crossover between like metal and shoegaze kind of. So um, bands like Jesu, I think, kind of do that.
Right.
Uh, but not a ton of bands.
You also opened a handful of dates, which I remember when it was announced for Depeche Mode. It's a two-part question. How did that come together? And do you have a favorite record from Depeche Mode?
I mean, how it came together, I have no idea how any of that works. It's just we get offers and we say yes. But I really like Construction Time Again. That's probably they have so many records. It's really hard because there's kind of different ones for different moods. But that's the one that I feel like I can depend on the most.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. We are a Canadian show. Favorite Canadian record?
Lift Your Skinny Fists Like Antennas to Heaven. That isn't Godspeed You Black Emperor from Canada.
Yes.
Oh, they are.
Godspeed's Montreal. Yeah, Montreal band. You guys made a live record. Give us a couple of your favorite live records, or maybe, and what inspired you to do a live one?
There's a bunch of like Frank Zappa records where it's kind of like half studio, half live. Trying to remember the one I'm thinking of. I can't remember what it's called, but
I mean, the one I listen to the most probably would be Unplugged in New York, the Nirvana. But honestly, I was a big Nirvana fan when I was a kid. And when Muddy Banks of the Wishka came out, it was like really good for me because I was before that thinking, oh, I'll never be good enough at guitar to play in a band. But then I heard Nirvana live and they sucked. Like it really sounds terrible. And they even like did studio magic to a lot of those tracks and like, added another guitar and stuff like that. And it still just sounds terrible. So that was like a big inspiration for me, like, oh, maybe I could do this.
You guys covered on we're talking a lot of Murmur for the and you covered My Bloody Valentine. Do you have a favorite? And you're like I said, your sound has gone. I don't want to say because it sounds contrived and so many bands are playing like shoegaze these days, and your guys' sound is a lot more than that. But do you have a favorite My Bloody Valentine record?
I mean, for me, it was Loveless for a long time, and then the when the self-titled one came out, everyone was like, "Man, it's like just as good as Loveless," and I just didn't believe anyone. I just didn't think that was possible. So it took me like many years, like 10 years to get into that album, and now I like it more than Loveless. But so the self-titled one I think is an amazing record.
That's the blue one that came out in like 2013 or whatever.
Yeah.
Onto the speed round, then we'll let you guys get off to the the lovely Los Angeles evening.
Yeah, right.
Weed, water, or wine to listen to or write music.
Is this like a hypothetical situation?
It's
Because
whatever you want. It's what you do. That's part of the show.
uh, I mean, if I'm being honest, it would be water because I'm an alcoholic, so I can't drink the wine. And weed, I find that when I smoke weed and do creative stuff, it always sucks. And people think that they feel more creative on weed just because their like bar is lowered of like what's good, you know? And so you're stoned and you're like, holy crap, this is so cool. I'm such a genius when I'm stoned. But then the next day you're like, why was I even into this? This sounds like crap. So now I try to drink coffee or water, I guess. But if this is like a hypothetical scenario, then yeah, I'm drinking the wine for sure.
I would say all three, depending on what the situation is and what I'm trying to accomplish. If we're doing like real work and trying to get shit done, then you got to just go water because you'll be too distracted otherwise.
Unless it's something stupid like, I guess that wouldn't be creative. But if you just have to do the same thing over and over again, like drinking is great for that. Because you don't have to think, you just have to like exist for a while.
No brain activity.
Yeah.
Coffee with an artist, alive or dead.
Fiona Apple.
What would you talk about?
I don't know. I'd play it by ear, see if she's seeing anybody. Nah, nah.
So this
I'm
is
just
a
playing.
date. This is like sounds like a datey thing.
Yeah, yeah. It wouldn't have to be like I'll just play it by ear, see how she's feeling it. But no, yeah, I'd like to pick her brain. She's always fascinated me since I was a kid. One of the few artists that fascinated me when I was a kid, who I didn't like grow up and then realize that they actually weren't that deep or whatever, like you grow up and you're like, oh, Kurt Cobain was just kind of a loser, but or like Billy Corgan's a narcissist. But Fiona Apple really seems legit. And yeah, I'd love to crack open our mind a little bit and see what's in there.
I might go Daniel Lopatin, One of Tricks Point Never, just because I feel like I was trying to think of like someone like crazy and like larger than life or legendary, but it's like not that Daniel isn't those things, but I don't, it's more about like I'm kind of an introvert, so if I'm gonna like go to lunch with somebody, I want it to be someone who I feel like I could actually maybe have a conversation with. So, and I feel like that could happen because he's alive, and I feel like we would maybe meet someday, and he's one of my favorite living artists, so that'd be cool. I'd be down to get coffee with him.
Record of your generation. What's the first record you think of from your high school years?
That was Dead Prez, Let's Get Free. I got it the day it came out when I was a freshman in high school.
I'd probably go Kid A, Radiohead. I was like just really obsessed with Radiohead the entire time I was in high school.
The show is really nothing without you. So please like or subscribe or check out our Patreon. And this year we've switched it up and you can win a record just for leaving a comment. Thank you again and we love you. Peace.